are here. 100 videos on this channel. And in honor of my 100th video, I decided to do something that I've never done on this channel before, a Q&A. So I took to Twitter and asked you guys to send me your weirdest, strangest questions that you could think of, and of course you delivered. Let's just say things should get pretty interesting. So without further ado, let's get weird. My fellow South Floridian Pam from SoFlo Pam asks, what's your weirdest driving experience in South Florida? Haha. Okay, so you know how like Tesla and other companies are trying to build like self-driving cars? Well, down here in South Florida, self-driving cars have been a thing for forever, right? And I'm talking about those like cars that little old ladies are driving, then they're sitting like 3 feet under the wheel and can't see it all but are steering like this, and when you're looking at them from the side, you can't see anybody driving the car. Self-driving cars. There's a lot of them down here. When you see self-driving cars in South Florida, just go the other way. Just go the other way, turn around, just avoid. All costs, avoid. Chanel from Chanel Cubed asks, what senses would you give up for 100,000 and what 3 senses would you give up for 1,000,000? Okay, so there are a few senses that I would actually give up. For example, The Sixth Sense, the movie Senseless, frankincense, a sensei, the band Evanescence. I know that last one was kind of a stretch, but hey, I'm running out of plays on words here. But more specifically, to answer your question, Chanel, hells no. I'd rather deal with my struggling YouTube channel than have to give up any of my senses, okay? Just not happening. Wait a minute. Are we talking about YouTube subscribers or are we talking about money? Because for some reason I thought you were talking about sacrificing your senses for YouTube subscribers. If we're talking about money now, I gotta do some severe reassessing here. Ivo asks, what's your favorite video of yours and why? Congrats on the 100 videos. Ivo, thank you, man, I appreciate that. Now, I've actually discussed this in my video about my first year on YouTube, so allow me to use past Anthony to do the heavy lifting here. What I love and hate about weddings. That video is scarily true, and it's just funny because everybody else knows it. And plus I thought it was cool because when I filmed it, I was actually getting ready for one of my good friend's weddings, so it was kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and I was actually really happy with the way it came out. And that whole part about forgetting the card at the end of that video, I forgot a card. Come on, Anthony. I actually did forget a card, and I had to go get one right after that, and of course I was late. Yeah. Also, a couple honorable mentions here are tips from the master chef, trick people into thinking you're a good dancer, how I would make baseball awesome, and failing to go viral. That's like my top 5 right there, so go check them out. Hopefully you like them like I do. My man Yarlife from all the way out there in Norway sent me a question via video. Let's take a look.
I got a question for you. Have you ever had chicken tacos for breakfast on a Sunday?
Okay, to answer this question, I'm going to defer to dictionary.com's definition for the term breakfast, which is the first meal of the day, morning meal, the food eaten at the first meal of the day. So according to this definition, I had breakfast this morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, and yes, I did have chicken tacos on a Sunday. There you go. I mean, okay, it was a chicken arepa, but close enough. But yeah, actually chicken tacos on a Sunday for breakfast happens a lot more than you know, and usually after leaving the bar. Yeah. So Gretchen from Chasing Life asks, what are 3 things women should never do? Gretchen, I thought we were friends. Huh? I feel like Admiral Akbar right now from Return of the Jedi screaming out, it's a trap! Because it is. You know what? Actually, there is no answer to this question. This question cannot be answered. You know why? Because it's a trick question. Why is that? Because everybody knows, myself included, that women are never wrong. Never. Therefore, it would follow that since they are never wrong, that there is nothing that they shouldn't ever do, because they're never wrong. Ever. Thanks, Gretchen. From Reilluminated asks, how many penguins would you cuddle with if given the opportunity? That's my question. How many? Is there such thing as too much when it comes to the subject of cuddling penguins? No! Let's just put it this way. I've been inside the penguin enclosure of SeaWorld, and that's probably the closest thing that I'll ever come to that scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when they all first walk into the chocolate room and everything's made out of candy, and then you have like Augustus Gloop just overdosing on chocolate. That was me with the penguins. John Haggerty from John Haggerty Vlogs asks, does masturbating daily count as being sexually active? Yeah, yes, the health/science portion of the Q&A. Okay, John, let's just put it this way. Here's a rule of thumb. When you need to start going to the clinic to get tested, that's kind of like the threshold of sexual activity, right? And if you're still going to the doctor after just using your hand to do the deed, then there's something wrong with your damn hand, and you should probably go to the doctor then. But for your hand, probably for both. Also, another rule of thumb here, just in case you quite didn't understand that last one, usually takes two to tango. So there needs to be another life form interacting with, the genitalia. God, this went downhill real quick. Nay from Nay's Days asks, did you ever fart but accidentally sharted? Ew. Well, so much for trying to save this Q&A. It's probably why I've never done one before. Anyway, me personally, no. But that's not to say I haven't had a couple photo finishes in my time. But that's probably because I live by this rule of thumb. That if you're not feeling too great and you're thinking about taking a gamble, don't. You already can't afford the gamble, all right? Just start praying, look around for the closest bathroom, and run. Life tips. My girl Tiara hit me up with a combination of questions here. She asks, do you sing while driving? As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? The worst injury you've ever had, and what does your last text say? Yup, I'm one of those guys that sings while driving. I'm one of those guys that when you look next to you in that car and you see that crazy dude like driving and just going all crazy, that's me. People stare at me and laugh, but I don't care. I'm telling you, I get like all in it, especially if some like Biggie song or like some Wu-Tang comes on. Like I'm just going all out and I'm just like, hand motions to go along with the lyrics and just, I'm all about it. Oh yeah, it's like heavy singing in the car. As a kid, I wanted to be a professional athlete or a rapper, but clearly those haven't worked out, so now I'm making YouTube videos. Yeah. Worst injury. Concussions are pretty bad, right? I had like 4 concussions that I could remember from playing soccer when I was a kid, and then 1 from smacking the back of my head on the tile floor. Other than that, like 3 weeks ago, I thought I broke my arm in half. When I was wakeboarding, my arm got caught in the rope, and it was a mess. And this like bubble of blood that was like trapped under my forearm, and like the rest of my wrist and arm were like black and blue. But on a positive note, like this is the first time in like 3 weeks that I could move my arm and wrist without it hurting, so that's good, right? The last text I received says LMAO, crying laughing emoji face. Thank God I'm not that bad. I'm pretty easygoing with pictures. And the last text that I sent was 3 laughing crying face emojis followed with pretty sure she's Satan, followed by 3 more laughing face crying emojis, and then a link to a GIF that I attached to that text. And there it is, my first Q&A and my 100th video on my YouTube channel. I just want to send a quick thank you to everybody who participated and sent me questions on Twitter. You guys are awesome, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody out there who watches me week in and week out. You are the reason that I do this every single week. You are the reason why it's so worthwhile for me. I love entertaining you guys and I love the feedback. I'm so glad you guys love it and enjoy the videos. That makes it all worthwhile for me. So as long as you guys keep on watching, I will keep on making content. So thank you so much. Honestly, 100 videos is kind of crazy. I never really thought that I would get this far. Even though I did say I was in it for the long haul, I never really thought that like 100 100 videos was something that was like attainable. But seriously, thank you to each and every one of you watching out there. I appreciate all of you so much. You're the reason why I do this every week, and I love doing it for you. So here's to you. Thank you once again, and I'll see you at 200.